Well, hey, good morning. Golly, you know what? I was thinking about, I would like to complain this morning. Let me pop this milk back in the fridge. Okay, now, if you watch me, you know how I feel about complainers. You know, some people are busy doing stuff, some people are busy complaining. What I want to complain about is complainers. Okay, but seriously, when the World Health Organization, they usually daily have broadcasts where they talk about various things, very often COVID, of course. And sometimes when the president comes on, I'll listen, and I'll listen to certain other live broadcasts. And while these various live broadcasts are on, you're seeing these comments going by with people like complaining. You know, it's a mixture of people complaining and people who are trying to get you to go to to a website where they're basically trying to get your money in illegal ways, but they're hoping they can scam you. And I feel like everybody's dealing with something, you know? I mean, just in regular life, everybody's dealing with something, right? And these days, golly, we're all dealing with the whole COVID thing and all kinds of other things. We all have different opinions about things. I guess I feel like, when I see, for example, maybe I'll get one of those scam emails, I am a Nigerian prince and, I need you to send me this much money so I can send you, $1 million or something, whatever. I think if these people are so smart to figure out scams that work, then why don't they use their brains for something that would benefit mankind? I mean, I don't know, well, I don't want to get too far afield here, but I guess I figure there's so many needs in the world and so much need for people to use their energy to help. Come on, all you scammers and complainers and everything. Use your energy for something beneficial. Oh, I don't want to get off on a rant. Let me start making my coffee first here. Okay, so I've got a little coconut almond milk. Now, this morning I decided, I don't know, it's hard for me to wake up this morning, so I'm going to try the strongest coffee I have, Diavolitto. Yeah, so, let me get a box. Okay. Why we love it. This Vertuo espresso is packed with character. Oak and leather aromas punch through the creamy texture of Diavolitto's blend of Robustas, including washed Guatemalan Robusta and Latin American Arabicas. Okay, so this is a strength of 11 out of 11, or an intensity, I should say. This is a single espresso, 1.35 ounces. I'm going to run it through, though, probably 3 times. Here, let me get it going. I really need my coffee this morning, I tell you. So, let me put this back in the right direction so I can read what's in the box. Okay, so, complainers. I was talking about complainers. Sometimes it's so easy to get into a mindset of complaining. Usually I try to deal with these things. Oh, hey, Gary, Leslie, good morning. For example, Okay, I can't use that example in case I know this person on Facebook. Well, let's say that you have a neighbor that's noisy, and um, let's say that, most of the time, I mean, when you live in an apartment, you have to put up with a certain amount of that. But, let me run this through again. But I found that since I moved down south, where many apartment buildings are only 2 or maybe 3 stories tall. Oh, good morning, Tracy. Some people don't know how to live in an apartment and be a good neighbor. And, they're clunking against walls or walking around like they got hobnail boots on or something, and they're on an upper floor. And sometimes one can get aggravated about that if you're the recipient of all the noisiness of the neighbor. Okay, I've run this Diavolitto through twice. Isn't that pretty? I love seeing how the coffee goes down through the milk. Well, so I've realized that when something aggravates me, it does more damage to me than it does have any effect on the, cause of the aggravation, right? So it's like, if you hate somebody and you hold a resentment, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I mean, hatred and bad feelings, they do bad for you, and have no effect on the other person. Well, so if I'm being aggravated by a neighbor, I usually have to just go, okay, this is apartment living. And, sometimes if I can't just calm myself like that, then I'll have to think, okay, what are the advantages to living in an apartment? I don't have to take care of the yard. There are maintenance people, so I don't have to deal with all of that. And I think of the various advantages. I think of the good things. Let me take a drink here. Oh, golly, that's good. It's really good. Oh, I definitely like intense coffees. No sweetener, just the coconut almond milk added to it. Okay. So, I try to think of the advantages of apartment living, and, usually that will get my mind off the aggravation. And I try not to think in negative phrases, like I try not to have in my mind, oh, there they go again, because then that sets off, a whole negative mindset. So lots of times I've gotten to the point where I don't even notice when the neighbors are being noisy. And of course, if any of my neighbors are watching this, you don't know if it's you, because a lot of people move in and out. So, could be you, could have been a former neighbor, right? And if you know it's you, then stop being so noisy, please. But anyway, how do you deal with the negative things in life? How do you deal with, when people are complaining? Do you want to jump on the bandwagon and complain along with them? Sometimes complaining makes you feel like you're doing something about the problem you're complaining about, or the thing you see as a problem. But you're not. It might make you feel better for a little while. Like, let's say the comments that go by, when I'm watching some of these live broadcasts, and there, maybe 10 different people have similar comments that they're against this or against that, and you feel like, yeah, it's almost like, watching a sports game or something, and you're on the team with the majority. Well, but what are you doing? What is it really accomplishing anything to complain? I'm concerned that there are a lot of people who feel like the fact that they are in with a group of other people who are complaining about the same thing or believe the same thing, that lends credence to their beliefs, that lends weight to their feelings. Because no, the way to change something is to do something. Like if you want to complain, don't get together in a group and complain, with people who also are complaining. Go to somebody and speak to somebody who can do something about it, right? Oh, good morning, Tamara. So look, it's like I always told my kids, if they came home from school and they said, oh, so-and-so said this or so-and-so did that, or this teacher is, they're mad at a teacher for some reason. And I would say, okay, look, don't tell me. Tell them. Oh, hey, Josh, good morning. Or, oh, good evening. Josh is in Australia. It's getting to be bedtime there. Go to the person, go to the source of the problem. Don't feel like you're complaining to somebody else is going to change anything. Some people, they just want to feel better. They don't really want to do something about it. They want someone to listen to them. They want to sort of unload on somebody, and they'll feel better for a while. But it doesn't take care of the problem. So, the things I tell my kids, I tell myself too. I say to myself, okay, is it going to help this problem and give me some solution to it if I'm complaining to you about it? No, of course not. I need to go and talk with the people who are involved in the problem. Now, sure, sometimes you can go to wise counselors. Maybe you have a friend or a spouse or, even a child that you can discuss things with. And when I say a child, I'm talking about adult children, not little bitty kids. Or heck, sometimes I talk to Grayson and I'll talk out problems. Grayson, this is Grayson in case you don't know. That's Grayson. He's just waiting. He's waiting for me to get done with all this so that we can go outside for a walk. Well, anyway, so sometimes it helps to talk it out with someone to figure out what to do, right? But you don't talk to everybody. So, back to my complaint this morning, which is I'm complaining about complainers. I will tell you this little bit funny story. One time I was watching the World Health Organization broadcast about COVID, and there were people saying terrible things about the World Health Organization. And there were also people saying wacko things like COVID is, it's from the aliens. And, somebody said it's from alien insects. Anyway, but there were people saying terrible things, and I made a comment, and I said, the people on here are on here to hear the World Health Organization, scientists. So if you don't have something good to say, or something helpful to say, don't be making all these negative comments. I said it much more diplomatically than that. Oh, hey, Rosie, good morning. Well, oh my gosh, I got jumped on by so many of those complainers. It was almost like, oh, we can complain about her now, And they said some terrible things about my comment, telling them not to, make their negative comments. My mother, as she got older, she was a big complainer. I think complaining made her happy. Honestly, thinking about it now, I think it made her feel involved or like she was contributing. I don't know. Oh, so good. And sometimes that does happen with older people. Oh, golly, I hope I don't become like that as I get older. And I know some of you are thinking she's already older. I mean, I'm, headed for 70 in October, but I don't feel old inside. So anyhow, my mother used to love to complain about things. And one of the things that I learned from her was that I didn't want to be a complainer. Sometimes we can really learn from other people by deciding not to be the way they are. Isn't that right? Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, so, I try to be uplifting, positive, humorous, someone who solves problems rather than contributes to them. I really want to finish this cup of coffee. It's so good. And I've complained enough about the complainers. I hope that you're not a complainer. And if you are, I hope that you find a way to deal with the problem that's causing you to complain and deal with it in a way that is positive and actually helps you and helps the situation. And that we can all be on team positive, not team negative, okay? And the things I talk about on these videos are things I really believe. But you can have your own opinion. It's okay, all right? You don't have to agree with me. Well, look, go get yourself something good to drink and plan out a good day. And if things happen that are difficult, time is always passing. Tomorrow's another day, and hopefully things will get better. God bless you.